Students, so we're going to use the Archimedes principle to find the density of 5 different objects, including an object that does not sink underwater. Now, the basic idea is to find the weight of the object in air and then find the weight of the object when it is completely submerged in water. Now, for the plastic cylinder that floats on water, we need to weigh it down using another metal object which is called the sinker. And that way we can find the density of anything that floats on water. So let us go look at the setup of the lab. So we need to get this stand and get that rod, put it into the stand and tighten this. And then get the smart cart adapter. We have to fix the smart cart adapter to the cart, and therefore we need to remove these 2 screws because both of these screws are going to go on top of the smart cart adapter, and then the adapter is attached to the cart using the 2 screws. Make sure that the 2 screws are tightened because this is going to be weighed down with different objects, so it has to be. Now this clamp has to be used with that rod in order to tighten it. The rubber bumper at the bottom of the cart must be removed, and this must be replaced with the hook. Now the hook has to be tight, not over tight, but it has got to be tight. And once capstone is open, we now go to the hardware setup, click on that and add the smart cart. And we only need the force sensor, so turn off the other 3. We only need the force sensor and let it go. Okay, a very important thing that you got to do in this lab is that you have to tear the force sensor, or in other words, you have to zero the force sensor. Now when you zero it, you have to make sure that there is nothing on the hook, nothing hanging on the hook. So if there's a weight, like in this case I have a weight, I just support it and then I go to recording conditions, you see that here, and then I go zero sensor, click on that. So now it's zeroed. Let's make sure that it's zeroed by pulling this down. The digits, you can put it on one side, select the measurement to be the force, and let's do it again. Zero it. Let's hit the record and see if it's zeroed. Yep, that's almost 0 newtons. So that's how we zero the sensor. And then of course you suspend the object as you can see here and find the weight of the object. To find the weight of the object, you can hit record again and you get it as 1.16 or 1.14 Newton. You can also pull a graph from here. So adjust this, and then on the x-axis you can get time, and on the y-axis you can have force, and that kind of gives you the force, but that's too zoomed in, so that's why that's zigzag. And not only that, if If it's oscillating, that will happen. So that way you can have the graph. And next you got to immerse it in water. And when you immerse it in water, it's going to weigh less. And the graph is going to go down, right? So you have to also turn in graphs. So that's how you do it. So once you find the weight in air, you got to find the weight in water. And here is the weight in water for this particular object. Okay, you see that it weighs considerably less. The rest of the measurements can be taken likewise, but when you try to find the density of this piece of plastic, it's going to float in water. So that means you need a sinker. You need a sinker to make it submerge underwater. So what you're going to do is you're going to first find the weight of this in air, like all the others. Then you're going to tie both of them together and suspend both of them like this. But the sinker must be underwater and the plastic must be above. So you've got to find the weight like that. And a third time, you got to have both of them underwater. So for that, tie them up close and make sure that both of them are underwater. So just for the plastic piece, you need additional procedures. So number one, find its weight in air. 2, attach it to the sinker, but the sinker must be underwater and the plastic piece in air. Find the weight. Number 3, let both of them be submerged and find the weight. So I hope you understood how to do this lab. And again, when you set it up, it's very important to have that extra clamp and the smart card just a little bit away from the stand, because otherwise you would find it difficult to have the solids submerged in water. So take care of all those technical difficulties. Do not use a glass container. That's not safe. It's good to use a plastic container so you see that the object is not touching anywhere inside the container. Also, because you're doing the plastic, you need a big container there and more water, because you need both, with the plastic in air and the object, the sinker, underwater. So take care of all that and find the density of all of these objects. I hope all that makes sense. Thank you.